I'm at the beach. And I'm all little burned here. A little family vacation. We normally take it for Labor Day, but we came early this year.
And we are live. Hang on one second. Got to run the ad from the sponsor. We got a new ad for the Liberty laptop.
Introducing the Liberty laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calixsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.
All right, guys and gals. The Liberty laptop is available today and has been for a while. But the key is this. The Liberty laptop, when you get it, there's education in there, on there, and in the portal of CALIX Solutions that teaches you how to access the 97% of the internet that is not ran by Google. There is a ton of information, a ton of videos, a ton of evidence that is scrubbed off the Google net, but is accessible on what they call the deep web and we call the free web. There's so much evidence there, but you have to know how to access it. Because if you go in and out of the free web and you don't know where you're going or how to use it, there's vulnerabilities there. Freedom is not safety. So when you want to be free, you have to understand, you have to protect yourself in a free environment. We are giving you the weapons to do that. That is the Liberty laptop. Now think about it, guys. Do you think I'm a genius? I do. All right, but why has there never, ever been a company that advertised or made a freedom-based laptop that was made specifically for you, not to share information, not to, give access to the government, not to do all this stuff, because they knew that if they invaded the hardware, it didn't matter what browser you used. It didn't matter if you used a VPN, because that's all software level. If they produce the laptop and the new microchips and the old microchips, it doesn't matter what browser, what anything you use. It's the equivalent of the elites and the World Economic Forum or the UN producing your handguns. Do you think they're going to give you a weapon that can be used against them? No. So click the link under here and go to CALIX Solutions and we're just at the front line, guys. There will be more and more freedom-oriented technology devices that are coming. But right now, it's just us. Click the link under here and get the very first laptop ever made that is strictly for your freedom. That's it. All right. Now, welcome everyone. As you can see, I got my buddy Bruce Porter Jr. The first half hour, we are going to talk cryptos and finance, what's going on with the banks, what they're hiding from the credit ratings. And I want to get your point of view on this. The credit rating agencies just put out a list of 700 American banks that are in jeopardy of losing their credit rating in the next month. What do you say, Bruce? Are we in trouble?
Well, hey, good morning and good afternoon to those of you that are over on the other side of the pond and on the other side of the world. And I guess good morning to our guys on the West Coast. Crazy, and we'll get into that political stuff a little bit. But it's just as crazy in the finance world as well. Yeah, of course, these banks are in trouble. That's why they are printing so much money. Honestly, guys, we've been at this for over a decade, and I'm surprised that the banks didn't fail before now. I was looking at this even, a few years ago, thinking to myself, how in the world are these banks still surviving when nobody's paying each other using wire transfers or keeping stuff in the bank and everything like that? And that's what I've always said is, this is a monetary revolution. And even last night, speaking with one of my colleagues who's in New York City, and New York City is a mess right now. But it's like, he's like Bitcoin. And yeah, that's part of it, and that's an extremely important part of it. That's our money. And we need to make sure that stays our money. But yeah, man, the banks are in trouble. We're going to see some more bank failings. We're going to see some more bailouts. It's going to be interesting. The housing market is still kind of tinkering up here, holding way. And, for those of you young guys, you don't remember the housing, but I'm old enough to remember two of them. The first one, all right, granted, that was early on in my life, but the second one in my lifetime, I remember quite vividly. And we have to do it. It has to happen. Markets go up and then markets go down. And that's the way things work. And then they'll go back up again. But we're going to go back down. So, yeah, the banks are in trouble. I think you're going to see more and more of this tightening of people. Like even now I get some crypto and I'm like, okay, how do I change this into something that I can pay my bills with? And it is getting harder and harder. They're shutting off doors right and left. KuCoin, the latest to demand KYC, and of course I don't like that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's they're trying to lock down the on-ramps here in America. That's why I've told all my people, Caleb and Brown, link under here. Now, I keep directing people, hey, link under here, link under here, link under here, because this is go time, folks. If you're looking for a show that just reads you the news of the day, the messaging of the day from the elites, from who do you think owns CoinDesk.com? The elites. That was purchased years ago. They're giving you the messaging they want you to hear.
Yes. And, the Coinbase, it was Nick Spanos, and who's a Titan. Everybody knows the name. Nick Spanos, one of the original Bitcoiners, opened up a trading office there by the Dow.
Right by Wall Street.
Yeah, right by Wall Street. He was selling Bitcoins out in the street and everything. He told me a long time ago. He says, "Hey man, the Coinbase is federal operation," and so I stayed away from that. But that is, and that's what they're doing right now as well with this information, and they're using our banking and our public blockchain against us in that way, and saying it's illegal. It's illegal for you to use this technology to trade information, which is basically what we're doing between each other, and they're saying it's illegal. And we'll get to more into the political stuff later, but they're saying all kinds of stuff is illegal. They say whatever they want is illegal, and that's kind of where we are right now. I mean, in a sense, the public blockchain is it's first of all, it's peerless, right? And it doesn't have any central control. And if I want to send some information, which is basically what it is, to Bitcoin Ben, the fact that and we're not killing anybody or doing any of this other nefarious stuff. The fact that the people are going to say that that's illegal is, guys, it's going to be Boston Tea Party time. Okay.
Oh, I agree. It's we're reaching a point where, because those of you who haven't heard, apparently Alex Jones has a reliable source that says they're bringing back the masks here in friggin' December. Now, for the first half hour of this show, we're on YouTube.
Okay.
Once we get off YouTube and we're on all the other platforms, we can talk about whatever we want to. Then for another half hour, we're on all of the Rumbles and all that. The last hour, if you're available, we're on a private server that I pay for, I run, and that last hour, it's we can talk aliens, we can talk all of it on that last hour.
It is all out there right now. It's a big one thing after the other. Going back to the banks though and everything, guys, with the inflation rate, it's absolutely unbelievable. We're getting robbed blind. We are getting robbed blind. We're number one, of course. You got taxes and everything else, and then this new, I would say, or maybe we're just really understanding it. Inflation tax is absolutely unbelievable. And speaking of the banks as well, they're saying now that most of the people have used up their what they have, their savings. They've used up their savings. So a lot of that came from a lot of the stimulus that was put into the economy during COVID. I think there was like 7 billion or 6 billion that's put in. They've brought back into the coffers, they say, 1 billion. So there's still, I think, 5 or 6 billion, trillion that is floating around out there. And that's what's one of the things that's causing this massive inflation. But as well as people are now not having these savings in the bank, I think we're going to see more and more people turn their back on the banking system. The fees are unbelievable. They're first of all, they're probably charging per month. And then if anything goes wrong, and even if you're just somebody that's trying to keep yourself out of the banking system, sometimes you are subject to some of these fees. And the fees are absolutely ridiculous. And then if you want your money, go try to deposit 20 grand into the bank or God forbid, withdraw it. I mean, I'm talking just take 20K, drop it in the bank, see what they say. They get a lot of questions. $20,000, guys. Like, doesn't do anything these days.
Plus, we found out last week that credit card usage in America has hit the highest level in history.
Unbelievable.
And most of the purchases are at grocery stores.
Unbelievable. That's like the worst trend. That's the biggest, like, oh my God. And you understand why. I'm sitting there with my wife over the last bit. I mean, basically the household bills have basically doubled over the past few years. And, we have a situation where I give her the money and she, does that, whatever. Everybody has their own situation. Right. And that's how we do it. I never that good at doing that stuff. And she is. So I give her the money and I'm looking at her thinking, hey, this is a lot more. This is a lot more than it used to be. And so she went through and, well, look at this, look at that, look at this. Guys, in 2019, we paid $80 for our electric bill in July. $420 this year. Like, and guys, I don't have a huge house. I mean, the house is actually building up. A nice neighborhood. They're building up big. I can't imagine. They must have like $800 electric bill. It's unbelievable. Like, and so where we go from here, and that's where, of course, all the political stuff ties in and everything. But where we go from here is it's going to get worse for sure. They're going to, keep inflating. They have no choice because now we're going to face deflation, right? So we have inflation, and now we're going to face deflation. And deflation is arguably worse than inflation.
Look at this. This poor guy's got you beat. Edward Albert, my bill of this month was $688. Holy moly.
I mean, here's the thing. How in the world is the average person supposed to survive? Like, what? I mean, I don't know what average is, right? But let's say $5,000 a month or $4,000 a month for the average person, right, out there. And I mean, I guess both people almost always have to work now. But if $700,000 is going to your electrical bill to keep the lights on, to keep the air conditioner, the heat on, then like, what about the other stuff? Then you got your mortgage, which is whatever, $2,000-3,000, whatever that is. And then, I mean, you're out of money. It's at a point where, and we start to see this all over the world. Actually, I'm sure you're catching the news out of China. They're defaulting on a lot of stuff. It's not just us. This fiat monetary system is a disaster, really, across the world, and the inflation and the youth not working. And we're liable to see some stuff like we saw a couple of years ago. I think it was Lebanon can't sign into Rumble. Well, that is a disaster.
Lena, you're over in Europe, right, babe?
I think it's also available on Twitter if you're.
Yeah, the reason I asked is
they're blocking.
Yes, I have a friend who is becoming close friends with the Trumps. He runs a show called X22.
Timely name.
No, I know. And there's rumors going around that the electronic, I thought so. Yes, she lives in Netherlands. Hun, have you gotten your Liberty laptop yet? And this is what I've been trying to tell people, is they're going to start blocking your access to websites over and over, and it's just going to seem like a glitch. This is why I'm telling you guys, please listen to me. The problem is not your browser. It's not your internet connection. It's the laptop. The laptop or the computer you're using is being directed to limit IP addresses, and it's in the laptop. You cannot remove it unless you know how to. Now, every computer is completely different. I've had people go, well, Ben, why don't you just do a video on how people set up their computers? That's not how it works. Every processor is set up differently. Every microchip that's linked with your video card is different. It has a different setting, a different IP receive and send address. It's why we have to have one laptop that we set up and ship out. We can't give you the formula for your computer. We don't know which microchips are in your computer. We don't know if it's Intel. We don't know if it's an off brand that was made. We have to research all this, then alter the laptop, and then ship it out. It's this, right? And yes, we have Apple. We have Apple Liberty laptops. We've set it up, folks. You just have to understand it's go time now. All of this is going to happen now. Why do you think Hawaii's on fire? Anybody look? Let me explain something. All right. Why is it that everything that is the color blue did not burn? Red, ultraviolet, high intensity weapons. Red, at that level of light, red will not interfere with blue. You have to understand how high intensity energy weapons work. Listen to me, folks, why do you think the UN wears blue helmets?
I thought that was so we knew who to. No, never mind.
Oh no, you're right. They show up good in crosshairs. But no, because the frequency that they use for these weapons are a red, infrared frequency. If they send out and this exists, a mind disrupting frequency, they use the red frequency. That's why the helmets are blue, because it won't affect their military. It will only affect those who don't have a blue shield.
It's interesting. Well, I'll tell you what, these the weapons coming out now. I don't know if you saw on the they had the concert there, and they had basically an energy weapon, I guess, or something that hit the crowd. I mean, unbelievable. A couple of things that I wanted to, because we'll get into that. I know in the next half hour, I do wanted to touch a couple of different things on crypto and
banking too,
and the banking real quick. I do want to say, I've of course been involved in a lot of different projects, and I'll continue to do that, and we'll build and everything like that. But I want to just mention how important it is for people to have and to hold currencies like or blockchains, a technology like Bitcoin that are permissionless. Because guys, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, all this stuff. This is just the banking system 2.0. Like, we can all make a lot of money on it. We can do a lot of stuff, right? You play the cards right. I mean, it's a bit of gambling and everything else. But guys, they'll freeze that to you. I mean, you think PayPal is going to stop with PayPal? PayPal won't let a lot of people use it. But they'll do the same thing. It's just a matter of time. So I think it is important. It's one of the reasons why, of course, they want to keep the price of Bitcoin up so high, and that is the barrier. The barrier of entry is stays so high. So I think that it's important that if you're looking at different blockchains to look into that aspect of it. Can this be taken from me without my will? And Bitcoin is definitely one of those. You can send it to North Korea, you can send it wherever you want. Of course, it's trackable. There's certain things you can do for that. Of course, it's public ledger, but the ability to freeze it is not there. And I think that's really important as we move forward, because it's going to get worse and worse as things go further and further south, which we'll touch on a bit. Some of the more things happening in New York City, but as more people are coming in and we need more money for them, we're going to print more money for all these people and not give it to us. And I mean, there's certainly some nefarious things that are going on. But they're not giving the money to us. You know what I mean? Remember how Trump had to try so hard in order to get them to give us the measly couple grand or whatever it was, per household? I mean, we're talking like trillions and trillions of dollars. And then look at what happened in Maui too. They give the people like $700 per household or something like that. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's almost nothing. I mean, it's really nothing. I mean, you're sitting there, especially these days and age. I mean, what's that going to pay for a night in a hotel, maybe 2 nights in a hotel? I mean, it is really something else. So I think it's really important that as you're looking at this thing, I think Ethereum's going to go up. I think Ripple's going to go up. I think everything's going to go up. Things may go down beforehand. Okay, we may have some decent drops. Historically, I think we drop a little lower before we go higher. And I also think, obviously we were buying Bitcoins at $70, a few $100. I think that this Bitcoin price is ridiculously high. Doesn't mean it's not going to go higher. These guys have a lot more money than the rest of us. They can do whatever they want with these world markets, and they will. But it is very high. So I think a good dip down before we go up is probably in order. So be careful.
Yeah, I'm unique. I don't give a crap what the price is. I every week I buy. I don't even care about the price, because this is so important. It's how much is your freedom worth? Would you, if the price of freedom went higher, would you pay it? I would.
Yes. And as well, there's a lot of other places too, guys. Litecoin is obviously permissionless. Global Boost chain I started, back in 2014, is also permissionless. There's a host of other ones as well, lower market cap. You can start to play the game, this and that. But I do think it's important that we start to look at that, because otherwise we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Lena, I love how this pops right up for us. It's great.
Yeah, it's all right. It is almost the bottom end of the first half hour. I'm going to run an ad from the sponsor. You guys click the link under here, or you can call 702-845-8276, or you can text, and Patrick or one of our CALIX solutions people will answer or get back to you. But I'm telling you now, this is just the beginning. Hold, please, for a word from our sponsor.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calixsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.
All right. We have a question over here on Rumble. Is this hardware on current computers or just new ones? Any computer produced after 2001 has these, what we call engraved software on the microchips. This was actually part of the Patriot Act, was that no laptops or no computers could be produced except using these certain microchips. And that's because they were produced so the government could access your computer without even having to have a software on it. So, all right, we are jumping off of YouTube. Everyone on YouTube, click the link. Join us on Rumble or Twitter or wherever else. All right? Bye-bye, YouTube. You suck.
Can you believe this, guys? I mean,